Is health in the news? Well, almost on overdrive, but for good reason, because the issues that we're going to talk about anyway, and time will probably allow us to talk about just a couple. We'll try to hit on some Obamacare issues. We'll certainly ask Twyla about the Ebola crisis, which it isn't quite in America yet, but who knows where it's going. And Twyla said to me, and I asked her about Obamacare off air, and she said, and I said to her where she thinks it might be going and where America might be going. And she said, well, America won't be America without repealing Obamacare. Twyla Brace, welcome back to Understanding the Times Radio.
Thank you so much, Jan.
What did you mean by that statement, that America won't be America unless we repeal Obamacare? That's a strong statement. I happen to agree with you, but why don't you explain what you mean?
Well, Obamacare is really the takeover of the entire healthcare system, takeover of our doctors, the takeover of insurance, the takeover of 1/6 of the economy. And when they take over your healthcare, they take over you, because eventually, at some point, everybody's going to end up needing healthcare. And if the government has control over healthcare, it means that some people will not have the freedom to get the healthcare that they need. It means that certain individuals will be considered more important than other individuals. And America is a land of freedom where everyone has equal opportunity to prosper if they put their best foot forward, and where they have all the options available to them according to their ability to either ask for them or pay for them or whatever, barter for them, whatever. And so if we have 1/6 of our economy taken over by the federal government, our lives will be controlled by the federal government through our healthcare system.
Yeah. And you say, and I'm quoting you now on your website, that this past year was the biggest test for the Affordable Care Act, and Obamacare failed miserably on many levels, from technological enrollment glitches to privacy concerns. Obamacare didn't gain many new fans in 2014. In fact, the government health care plan alienated more than it won over. And then you say the Obama administration seems determined to make round 2 as painful for insurers and web brokers as round 1. Okay, how about for the average American citizen, the average listener? It's going to become more painful in 2015? Explain that.
Well, it's already becoming more painful for some people now who are getting the second round of insurance cancellations. So there are thousands of people that are being told, yes, they had one additional year as Obama granted after all the angst that was happening around the country, but now those insurance policies are going away, and those people are either going to have to find another policy, or they're going to have to go to Obamacare, or they're going to choose to go uninsured, or they're going to find themselves one of the exemptions. And, you know, the prices of the policies are going up. For instance, in Minnesota, where one insurance company dropped about 25,000 people, all of those folks, the cheapest policy they're going to find on the exchange is 20% higher. And so there are going to be increases, and those increases are only going to increase as we go, particularly once we hit 2017, when all of essentially the bailout for the insurance companies goes away. Obamacare has extra money for the insurance companies for the first 3 years, and that all goes away in 2017, and then we will feel the full cost of Obamacare.
Well, you continue to recommend that people simply do not enroll. You say there are other options, and there are. By the way, one of the things I think we should bring out are these medical sharing organizations. In some cases, they're Christian, but apparently there's a non-religious health sharing group now as well. Why don't you just give us a minute or two on those?
Well, the health sharing organizations, really, there's 3, and there is Samaritan Ministries, there's MediShare, and so there's a third one, and they can find it on our website, cchfreedom.org. We have the only policy paper on it. It is one of the exemptions under Obamacare. It is less expensive, it is more personable, and a lot of people are thrilled that they have found health sharing and are done with health insurance. And so I encourage people who are Christians to look at this as an option for them. They'll find that there are some, if you have a pre-existing condition that might not be covered, or like in Samaritan Ministries, you can ask for the members to provide funding for you, and lots of checks will come in to you as a result of just the ask for the pre-existing condition that you can't have shared. So I would encourage people to look that up as an option. That is one of the 9 exemptions for Obamacare. And in case your listeners don't know, the 9th exemption is the hardship waiver, and there are 14 hardship waivers. And the 14th hardship waiver is basically anything you want it to be. You just have to tell the federal government, I just find health insurance unaffordable. You don't even have to provide any paperwork, and you just ask for the exemption. Anybody can be exempt from Obamacare.